Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. I am on for a video to decorate some of the pages in the journal that I'm making as my design team project for Whichcraft Do You Do this month. So I hope you will enjoy. I want to do some ink smushing firstly. I'm getting a few of my sort of pinker toned inks. And I have this die cut piece. I grabbed a whole pile of this sort of thing from a wedding once off of Marketplace. And they've been sitting around for ages, so it's great to find a use for them. So I just smushed that in some of the ink to, it's sort of white pearl paper, very bright, so I thought I'd tone it down a bit. I have a piece of paper here that came probably as a gift from Whichcraft Do You Do. They always give you little gifts, which is awesome, and that is just perfect for the background of the page that I want to do. So I'm predominantly using their Vintage People 1 and 2 kits for this project, and I'm using the pink people. So it's a book filled up with pink people. Just distressing the edges a little bit. I kept looking at this paper trying to figure out which was the right way up. So in this journal, I'm also using a whole lot of my printables as well, of things that I've gathered around the place, which has been fun to mix it all together. So I've got a couple of the people there. I'm doing 3 signatures in this journal, and once I looked at all the stuff I had, I decided to slightly theme each of the signatures. It was going to be 4 signatures, but I realised once I got sticking things in there that might be a bit too much for the cover. So I have the awesome Miller and French stamps that I got from Whichcraft Do You Do as well for this. And then I realised that it might be quite amusing to use the Miller and French, you know, maybe they're Miller and French who just got married on the 27th of June. So I'm having such a lot of fun putting this all together. But I'm a bit late in the month as usual, so hoping to get it up on the last day. I don't think I'll get sacked if I don't, but so I must get it done. I'll do better next month. I always say that and then procrastinate so much and stress about everything that I don't do much until the end of the month when the pressure's on. So I stamped onto some pianola paper scrap. Comes up so nice on that, and that stuff sticks down and looks lovely. So I'm just arranging it with the die cut in the background there. The stamped piece at the bottom, and that's going to be the start page for that signature. So I think I've sort of got one that's, you know, the young adults getting to know each other and that, and then it moves on to they get married, and then the third one I think is the babies as the way things progress. So I just inked a fair bit with my vintage photo over that die cut as well. I mean, oftentimes the pieces I pick don't really go the best together, but to me it is about using what you've got around you as well as the kit pieces and that to make something. So if I can find a way to shove it in there, I will. So just adding a bit of my lace scrap to the top. I was meant to come home this afternoon and get all of this done, but I'm up late at night doing it, of course, because I ended up coming home and sleeping for the afternoon. had a nana nap, not even a nana. Again, adding more ink. When I did the ink smushing too, I mopped up the leftover ink with one of the pages that I'm putting back into the journal to add some colour. So I had inked around the people, but I did extra inking around their heads just so that they stick out a bit from the whitish background there. Then grabbing another one of the Miller and French stamps. So these are available at Whichcraft Do You Do if you want to go and have a look. And they're gorgeous. That was the music page that I mopped up with the rest of the ink. So I have a couple of these belly bands. I made these years and years ago. So I'm just chopping them down because I thought this is a perfect place to put them. I have so much stuff here which I just haven't found a spot for them yet. So I'm trying to make myself look through my stuff when I go to make a journal now and see what pieces I can add. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Using stuff. You spend so many years just hoarding everything. I think it takes time to learn what goes with what as well. But this definitely fits into this little vintage style journal really nicely. Then I go through the stuff that I made, might have been last month or the month before, with the postcards, I think, for my design team project. And I've got that one there with the Dapper Gentleman. And I thought that will go in there perfectly. So just slip that in. Fits nicely. That's a quick and easy page done there. And then I remembered that I had these little bows that were cream, and I did dip them in some distress ink as well, watered down, just to get a bit of colour on them. And I thought, well, why not stick one of these on, because I do have a pack full of those as well. I've got so much stuff. And I just, underneath, I put a little bit of the lace that I had cut off. So I think that's one of the vintage ads from Whichcraft Do You Do. That's an awesome kit too for backgrounds and that. So I want to put that down, but I've got a few scraps of paper that I want to put around it. So it's just a bottom of a book page that has an address, probably of the publisher or whatever on it. And then some of my leftover avocado dyed paper, just to get a hint of pink in there to match my Dapper Gentleman and his pink suit. He looks like the type of guy that would be asking if you've used your Pear soap yet. So I did ink, you know, all the pieces that I put into this, but a lot of the time I did it off camera because save a bit of time for the video. And I think you've seen me ink plenty enough, and probably in this video will still see me ink. I want to put another bit of scrap somewhere. I've got an offcut of the belly band that I used before. I'm just taking the little bits off of it, so it's just a bit of paper with a few holes in it. I thought, yeah, that'll look all right. I'll stick that down there. I really love it when you get into the zone and you just grab for scraps and stick in places. There's something satisfying about that. Whether it looks good or not, I don't know, but it's fun. And it uses up those little bits. So just cutting a bit of my lace there. I think that's a tablecloth. And that is that back page done. So now I've got another one of the Miller and French stamps. Just using a pinkish ink here to put it up in the top corner of my page. I pick up another scrap piece of lace that's folded over and all sewed. It's like a hem piece of something or other. And I really love the way that looks with that little wallpaper pocket that I made in a previous video. So I stick it down, just leave that little bit unstuck so I can put it over the top of my pocket. Then I can slip my little journaling card back in. I love the way that one turned out. So that is it for my craft session for today. I'm going to go off now and finish this journal and hopefully be back on tomorrow. We'll see how I go with a flip through of it. So take care. Check out all the links below to Whichcraft Do You Do's shop and the digitals that I'm using. And I will see you again soon. Bye.